Hello students, Herbal Product Technology and Nuclear Science, Unit 11. Welcome to the first part of Unit 11, that is a general introduction to herbal industry. This will be the flow of our entire unit. We will see past and present status of herbal drugs, a future prospect of herbal medicines, global overview of medicinal plants and medicinal plants and aromatic plants based industry and their status in India and in the globe. So let's begin with the introduction to the herbs. Herbs are unavoidable part of today's Indian medicinal traditional industry. What we can see are the number of herbs used in different types of formulation. The simple example of a toothpaste, which is on daily basis we use, and we can find minimum 10 to 20 types of herbs in the one formulation. Herbs are natural remedial agent created by nature to cure human illness. It is a belief from the traditional knowledge that plants also produce these chemicals for their own healing purpose, and they are equally potent on human and animal life. Used since ancient time in traditional medicinal system like Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha are known the herbs in their formulations over 5000 years. Many of the formulation from this system also use herb from outside India. A Unani system is learned to be a system adopted from a Middle East, and herbs used from that territory then used even in Ayurveda and other Indian origin system. Emphasizes lifestyle management as well as a treatment using specific herbs and minerals. We can see several examples of herbs and mineral which have a significance in our daily routine. An example of that is a triphala, that is a mixture of amla, harda and behra, which is a common household remedy for indigestion. Similarly, the adulsa, which is a choice of medicine when we have a cough or cold symptoms. Around 1000 plus plants and minerals were used in Indian medicinal system to create or formulate different formulations. WHO defined a traditional herbal medicine such as naturally occurring plant derived substances with minimum processing. For example, Ispagula husk. Ispagula husk is a seed coat which is derived from Ispagula seeds, which has laxative property where processing is minimum. Similarly, a sena or a suvarnapatti, which is leaflet of a sena, used for the similar laxative purpose, used within a local or regional healing traditions. As we have discussed earlier, the turmeric and its water extracts are used for the wound healing property, which is a traditional knowledge of the region or territory under the Indian continent. Widely used for centuries in both developing and developed countries. Most of these traditional medicines are used in developing and developed countries because the knowledge and the database available in such country is vast. Initially used in a crude form like a tincture, teas, poultices and powders. As this traditionally available medicine, their process of a formulation also a basics, and that is why most of them are either in the powder form or in a teas or extracts or in a tincture which is a hydroalcoholic preparations. So, history behind this herbal medicine. Human use of plants for healing predates in a written history. It has been seen that the humans use plants not for only themselves but even for the animals during their survival period. Many modern drugs originated from traditional herbal medicine. For example, aspirin. Aspirin was initially observed from the willow bark, which is a Himalayan plant. The bark is the outermost cover of a trunk or a wood which is easily get detached. When they have taken an extract and it is used for the antipyretic and anti-inflammatory activity, it was seen very active. Later on, it was understood it is because of the salicylic acid which is present inside. Thereafter, that salicylic acid was converted in the form of aspirin, which is a well-known drug nowadays. Digitoxin, which is getting from the foxglove leaves. The foxglove plant is a traditional European plant. The structure of flowers, which is a look like a tail of a fox, and because of its bright color, it glows. The name given as a foxglove. The leaves of the foxglove consist of a cardiac glycoside. The foxglove plant was used by the natives for the different purpose. Later on, it was observed that the activity which also denotes the cardiovascular activity, and that is because of the good cardiotonicity activity was seen from the foxglove plant, and which is denoted to the cardiac glycoside present in it, which is a purpurea glycoside A, B, C and D. Morphine, which is procured from opium or a poppy plant. It is initially was not known the activity of a morphine. The poppy plant was used for the drug abuse purpose for most of the countries, but the active form of the morphine was invented later on, where it was used for the trauma injuries or war injuries. It was seen to be most benefited to the people who are having a severe injuries in an accident or in a traumatic events. Quinine from the cinchona bark. Cinchona drug was first time used in Europe. The queen of a cinchona state was treated for the malarial condition and using this plant, and that is why the name of the state was given to the plant. Later on, it was found that it is a quinine which is present in it was useful as an anti-malarial drug, and then the analogues of that quinine was isolated, and then the total malarial treatment regime was prepared. Pilocarpine from Jobarandi plant. The pilocarpine is used for dilating pupils. It was seen that the aqueous extract of Jobarandi plant is used in the eyes. The eyes are getting dilated, the pupils are getting dilated, and that giving a sparkling nature of the eyes, that also give a aesthetic appeal. 75 to 80% of the global population still relies on herbal medicine for its primary health care. So, what is the reason of a widespread use of herbs? It is believed that herbal drugs have minimum side effects because whenever we use herbs as a traditional system, those are always used in the form of extracts. These extracts either aqueous extracts or hydroalcoholic extracts. Those extracts are used in the form of in a dried or in a liquid, so that most of these extracts will have the other components along with the actives. These other components will make them sometimes more potent than the normal synthetic medicine, and they also help to reduce their side effects. This is called a holistic effect of the plants or their products. Easily available or affordable and culturally acceptable. If you ask the patient which drug you will choose for the treatment of a life threatening disease, something like a cancer, they always prefer a traditional system over the allopathic or synthetic medicine. A simple reason behind that is the side effect or adverse effect linked to it. Hence, the easily available and affordable system or option is herbs. And because it is from the natural sources, it is easily acceptable by the patients as well. WHO says that the global use of herbal medicine exceeds from conventional medicine by 3 to 2 times. That shows that currently the world population looking at the herbal medicine as not an alternative but the first choice. Growing interest in the natural and alternative medicine. From the last 20 years, it has been seen that the newer drugs are getting invented from the known herbal medicine. The bioprospecting is another area where people now looking and focusing for newer drugs. The examples in the past we have already learned. Something like a diacerin, the molecule which is anti-inflammatory molecule, was now getting synthesized from the acenoside which is getting from senna plant. So that the main reason of a world to go back to the herbs is their affordability, availability and their diversity. WHO made classification for understanding and categorizing such herbs. Indigenous herbal medicine, which are traditionally used within the local community. So, when I say Ayurvedic herbal medicine, it is localized to the Indian population or Indian territory. Herbal medicines in the system. Some systems will have their own list of herbs and that is documented in their authentic books. Something like Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha. All those medicine will be only categorized in those type of a traditional system. Modified herbal medicine, which are altered in the dosage form, either in a tablet or in a capsule or in a cream or ointment, and then ingredients which are prepared to make them easy to administer. The churnas was prepared traditionally in the form of powders, and they used to administer through a water, and mainly they get administered through the water or by chewing, but it is difficult for current scenario. So, people have changed its formulation either in the tablet or in a capsule for the better administration. Imported products with an herbal medicine base. Herbal ingredients or finished products produced abroad are procured and used for the non-traditional approach or non-traditional applications. Similar herbal products which are look or which behave as of a traditional herbal products can be used just to develop the newer technology or sometime to protect the endangered species. Many Himalayan drugs which are mostly active but they are not got well cultivated, they are in a scarcity. Because of this, wherever we have a similar weather condition, we can get similar type of a plant material. Hence, most of the Himalayan products we can procure from the European countries and the varieties similar to those can be used for the treatment purpose. Indigenous herbal medicines are considered to be of free local use but need regulatory approval when marketed outside region. Because though they are similar like the other drugs from outside the territory, but the chemical profiling will be different, which can have a different safety and toxicity data. Because of that, the regulatory approvals are mandatory. Herbal medicines in the systems accepted by the theories and documented concept only if they have a long history of use. That can give a good experimental background for such medicine. Modified herbal medicine must meet national safety and efficacy regulations, what we have already learned in previous unit. As per our Drug and Cosmetics Act, there are some regulations put forth for the modified herbal medicine and their use, if they are intended in the territory, we need to follow those regulations. Hence, it must meet all the requirement as per that regulation. And if the drug imported from the outside territory, then those herbs required for registration in the country of origin and plus safety and efficacy proof for such imported drug is mandatory. So, as I told you earlier that if the similar weather conditions from which the drug is getting procured and have a similar variety, we can use it, but again its chemical profiling and its safety data is a mandatory as per the regulations. Then only we can consider that as the a substituent or additional source. Now we will just see what was the past status of herbal medicine. The herbal medicine as a use in the drug form is well documented from the minimum 5000 years back. The human used plants for food and medicine from the 1000 years back. There are evidences for such cases where use of a drugs for treatment in the some ancient parchment. This parchment or ancient Babylon was available since 60,000 years ago. The Egyptian data shows or proves that the use of herbs since 20,000 years back was well documented. The Ibn Zar is a Greek literature and the Metrica Medica from the Latin literature proves that the drugs are used for treatment since 5000 years ago. A written herbal date back in India, China and Egypt, the 5000 years back data is well documented. Greece and Asia Minor data is available since 2500 years ago. Neanderthal remains shows herb traces that proves that use of herbs for the treatment during the era. Ayurveda texts something like Charak Samhita and Sushruta Samhita proves that herbs are being used for the treatment. This documented proof shows its presence from 1000 BC and about 100 AD. This era, if we calculate, that proves that these drugs and their use is well documented before 3000 years. Such document proof shows that it describes 1500 plus herbs and the formulations made from those herbs around 10,000. Currently, what we can see, most of the herbal industries got evolved with the data from the traditional knowledge, and the data is from these authentic books. Over 80% of the world population realize that such drugs still can be used for the life-threatening and regular disease conditions. About 25% of US prescriptions contain plant-derived ingredients. In the past century, 121 pharmaceutical products were based on a traditional knowledge, and the nature contributes up to 90% of a new molecule. The most of the anti-cancer molecules which are available in market are based on the natural sources. Either they are toxicants or they are venoms of the plants and insects respectively. So that proves that currently also the herbal medicines are providing a good amount of content for development of new drugs, and that is why herbs are having a very significant role in current scenario drug development. Next time we will see how the scenario from the globe and in India is got changed towards the herbal medicine, and the evolution of herbal industry took place in last 2 decades. Thank you.